What's up, everybody? Welcome to the House of Mario, episode 24. I'm your host, Drew Agnew, and joining me today is my esteemed co-host, Bryce DeWitt.
Esteemed co-host. I like it.
Yep.
I also got called got called the sexiest voice in podcasting the other week by Eric, so that was good too.
That was nice of him.
Yeah.
Was it accurate or not? Probably.
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. I haven't listened to every podcast, so I couldn't tell you.
Good point.
All I can say is it's right up there. Believe me.
And we have our first in-studio guest today, Daniel Tredrea, good friend of ours.
Hello.
Dan, just in a way to let the audience sort of get to know you, what's your favourite Nintendo game?
Majora's Mask. Favorite game of all time. Far prefer it over Ocarina of Time just due to the depth of the story. And it's not a game, it's more of an experience. And that's very pretentious as fuck. And I don't like that. I'm just going to say that again. My favorite Nintendo...
Oh, God.
Alright.
Today we're going to be talking about the mini direct, Nintendo Labo, what got announced yesterday, and also our favourite Mario spin-off games. But first, what have you guys been playing?
Okay.
I'm talking into the microphone.
Oh no, yeah, I had to duck in there. But okay, so what have I been playing? I've actually been playing way too much Xenoblade. I've finally got to a place where I'm comfortable in 2. Started X again, and it's been my goal to finish that over the next couple of weeks.
You've done like all the side quests, or?
Nah, not quite, but I'll get there. I'm taking a break after hours and hours of grinding for Rare Blades. I finally finished that collection, and
nice.
So I've moved on to X for a break.
So I've just started, and I've barely done anything. I'm doing a few side quests. I'm playing hide and seek in the first area.
In Argentum, yep.
Yes, that's a very exciting quest.
It's trying to find the NPCs, yeah. Best way to start it.
Yeah. What about you, Dan? What have you been playing?
So I've been playing on and off a bit of Mario Odyssey, a bit of Breath of the Wild, and I've been playing Ultra Moon, which, to be honest, has been a bit of a letdown with seeming almost like a beta edition of the original Moon.
Beta edition.
Well,
yeah.
Moon 2.0.
Yeah, I started playing these and I got sort of bored and I stopped playing. But you've actually played. Have you finished it?
I've got up to the Rainbow Rocket episode, which I haven't played in much yet because I've been trying to grind my party a little bit.
Yeah.
But up until the end of the game, I found it very similar to Moon in a way it just wasn't very enjoyable at all. Just slight changes here and there that, to me, probably not the best idea to go. It almost made it feel like a reskin rather than a second version.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a reskin. I stopped playing just because I didn't like Sun and Moon that much anyway, and this is almost exactly the same. Yeah.
So there are some interesting new Pokemon such as Araquanid, but they're in the original Sun and Moon anyway, so that's not much of a point of difference. And then Pokemon like Blacephalon and Stakataka come after you finish the game anyway, so that's almost makes them a moot point when you're talking differences between Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
I find it really hard to justify what they've done with it.
Yeah.
Like, really, really badly. The fact that they want me to spend, $50 to $70 on this game has got me completely bewildered more than before.
Yeah.
I really hope that this will hopefully be a learning experience for them, because I'm sure it's sold like hotcakes, but it's not.
I actually don't know the sales. I assume they're good.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon game.
I think in the first week it wasn't in the top 10, which is pretty surprising for a Pokemon game.
Well, yeah.
Third versions traditionally sell a little bit less than the first set, but still.
Yeah, because the hype's
I'm
not
going to be
quite
looking
there.
up the numbers now, but I'm not expecting a whole lot.
No. Oh well. Yeah, that game just makes me sigh a bit. But I've been playing a fair few games. I think I bought 6 games from the eShop on Christmas. We haven't done a podcast since then. Mm-hmm. So I've got a fair few games to talk about. I've got 3 I want to talk about here. got Brawl Out, which is sort of like a Super Smash Brothers-esque game. It's pretty much like just looking at it, it looks very similar to Smash Bros. But it like you've got this as well, don't you?
Yeah. No, I bought it. Yeah.
Yeah, like it sort of plays similar, but just it's missing like the grab and shield mechanic.
Yeah, because they invested them into characters.
Yeah, so
as normal moves.
Yeah. So it pretty much completely changes the gameplay because you're not grabbing, you're not playing that rock paper scissors mechanic.
Yeah, it's more about precise button pressing and comboing than anything else. Yeah, it's really hard to break a combo because there's no grabs or shields.
Yeah, I enjoy it, but it's not scratching the itch like for Smash Bros. Like I want it to.
Well, no, not completely the same, but it's decent for in and out jump ins and But the only thing I really don't like is the fact that they've locked characters behind what is essentially crates.
Yeah,
that's really annoying.
Because I'm like, I go into it and I've got like nowhere near enough money, and I've been playing for a few hours. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's good that it needs a couple of updates just for frame rates and stuff like that. I've found a few hitches there.
Yeah, I've had a couple hitches in just playing bot matches where it's like it'll just lock up for like a second and then it'll return to normal. I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know if you've had that.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on there because it's not super intensive to the system. Like I expect it from things like Xenoblade or Zelda or something. I'm not sure I expect it from Brawl Out.
Yeah, well, I guess it's just a small team on it, so
I guess
stuff happens. Yeah. But I haven't actually played it with someone else. I've only played against CPUs, so maybe we'll find more fun if we actually play together.
Yeah, maybe things will change.
Like in Smash Bros, a lot of people don't necessarily have much fun with that by himself.
Yeah. Unless
you're crazy like me, I'll play it forever. The second game I played was Blossom Tales on the Switch. I got sucked into this so bad. All I wanted to do was play this game. I loved it so much. It's basically a Link to the Past clone. Have you seen anything on it, Dan?
No, I actually have not. So I'll be listening with interest here.
Oh, with interest, not just rolling
with great interest indeed.
All right. It's pretty much Zelda just reskinned. Honestly, it's got your heart pieces. It's got your dungeons. It's got your pretty much Link to the Past overworld. It's and you play as a female instead of obviously a male from Zelda, but it's set as like a grandpa telling his two grandkids a story, like in front of the fireplace, and that's how the game starts off. And whenever you get to a dungeon, it's got like the text and it's saying like, "Oh, grandpa, what's this place?" And he's explaining the place and that. It's like as like the story's going on, that's how it's narrated. It's really interesting. Haven't actually seen like a game sort of set itself up like that, so it's really nice, and the dungeons are really good, especially since Breath of the Wild didn't really scratch that itch necessarily.
No,
it scratched a lot of other itches, but it didn't do that traditional Zelda dungeon.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's really nice to go back to that, and to be honest, I can't wait till Virtual Console comes and we can play all the Zelda games on Switch. I can't wait till a new, hopefully top-down Zelda next year.
Yeah. Let's just hope that Virtual Console does come soon. I'm going to say for the 500th time. I'm not going to count you out on Breath of the Wild. It was lacking in the dungeon and like flesh of story. But Minimalist was kind of good for that game because it lets you appreciate everything else. I think.
Yeah.
I haven't played Blossom Tales yet, but obviously I've been recommended it. If I'm sitting here next to you, who's played it a lot.
It's not too long either. It took me about 13 hours, so it's not going to...
Oh, yeah.
So it's a nice length where, a Zelda game will take you 20 to 30 hours, I dare say.
Yep, gotcha.
Yeah.
Or, if you're playing Breath of the Wild, 80 to 100 hours.
Yeah. It's a bit of a different experience.
Yeah, just going back to that discussion on Zelda and Virtual Console, I saw a thread on the internet the other day. What we expect from with the Switch... Would you expect a handheld type Zelda and a console type Zelda both on the same console? For example, like a Ocarina of Time sort of Zelda being Breath of the Wild, and then something sort of emulating the style of A Link Between Worlds or the Minish Cap.
I'd like to see next Zelda be a top-down Zelda. Hopefully take a little bit time, like less time, development time, than like another team while they're also working on the next big 3D Zelda game.
Well, I'm not too sure myself. I think they're really trying to make as much as it's a handheld as well as it is a home console, they're really trying to like solidify the fact that no, guys, this is primarily a home console. So I find it really hard to think that they're actually going to do it. They may. I'm not going to count it out, but judging by how well received Breath of the Wild is, I think they're probably more focused on trying to make what is essentially Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the most popular games of all time now, so I'm pretty sure they're already probably starting work on the next project already.
I wouldn't expect a Breath of the Wild 2 for a while, though, so...
No.
Possibly could use like leftover attributes from making Breath of the Wild to make a sequel of sorts, or just make like a top-down game to sort of scratch the Zelda itch, if you would.
I think they'll have a second team and they'll bring out a small Zelda game, something along the lines of A Link Between Worlds, or that multiplayer one that came out. I always forget the name.
Triforce Heroes.
That's the one, Triforce Heroes. Yeah, I think they will come out with games like that because it's going to take years if they build up a new Zelda game, unless they just do a Majora's Mask situation and just reuse assets.
Which, going by their track record, they've only really done once.
Yeah, that's the only time, yeah.
I'm not sure if it'll be on Switch, though, to be completely honest.
You reckon they'll go back to the 3DS, or?
Well, they're still selling for the 3DS, they're still developing for the 3DS.
Yeah.
So, and those kinds of things sell well on 3DS. Top-down Zeldas. I'm not sure it would sell as well on Switch because people maybe expect more, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of nostalgia, obviously, for stuff like Link to the Past, but you know, we got all that out the way on Link Between Worlds.
Yeah.
Everybody fell in love with that game. I didn't finish it until like a year or so after it came out, maybe a bit longer than that. I still really enjoyed it when I did finish it, but I think it's the type of thing where like we have an abundance of 3DS consoles out there, a bunch of people that are hungry to play Zelda, obviously. If you charge them $50 to $70 for it instead of like $80 to $100, they're going to be more appealed to it. And it's going to feel like the experience that you would expect on a 3DS.
I don't think they will go back to 3DS just because they do have a Link to the Past, and they've not Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, and they just recently put it in their Nintendo Classics line. So I think they'll just, if they want to push a cheap system with like a traditional Zelda game, they'll just push that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can see them starting to move away from the 3DS as well. Even with like recent releases that are like Fire Emblem Warriors are starting to be more focused towards the new 3DS.
Yeah.
Which is not going to not sell as well as if they were on a like just regular 3DS. So I can see that, and those games that have also come out on the new 3DS have also kind of been skinned down from Switch or Wii U.
Yeah.
So I can see that as almost a way of saying we're not going to be focusing as much on the 3DS. We're just going to put things out on it when we have them.
I so forgot Fire Emblem Warriors was on 3DS.
It's, when I think about it though, it's just... The Warriors games perform awfully on those handheld systems. There's almost no reason to bring them there. I guess they're just kind of like, well, milk it for all it's worth.
It works okay on new 3DS. Like, Horror Warriors worked okay on new 3DS.
Yeah, but okay is...
Okay isn't great. It's okay.
No.
If you have the opportunity to have it on Switch or something, you know, you're better off. And now we've got Horror Warriors Deluxe coming, or whatever you want to call it, which has got the DLC from both systems, because for whatever reason they decided to make it all different.
Yeah. Also now the third time that they've released Horror Warriors, so...
Hold on. We'll get to this in the Direct, but...
Right.
All right. We'll move on to the Direct then, if you guys got nothing else you've been playing.
Nah, that's about it for me, I think. Yeah.
Direct away.
Alright, so was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something ago? I can't remember.
Not that long ago.
Not long ago. Nintendo held a mini Direct. The internet was awry with just predictions and speculation.
Losing their shit over the flamey chibi robo on the Twitter account.
Did that have any reason or not?
No.
I don't think it did.
Nintendo trolling again.
Mm-hmm.
They were trolling, but yeah, whatever. And we won't go through every single one because I dare say you know very well by now what happened. But just quick takes. What do you think? What did you think about it, Bryce?
So, we got the thing I took away from it is we got a lot of announcements in there that were good news in the ways of series coming to the Switch more than, first party IPs pushing. We got stuff like Mario Tennis, which actually looks pretty decent.
Yeah.
But then we've also got more Kirby stuff, which past history, if you listened to this show before, you probably noticed that we don't really care much about Kirby. Good series, just not for $80.
Yeah, $80 is pushing, isn't it?
Yeah, $80 is pushing it for a Kirby game for me, at least. I'll buy it if I ever find it really cheap, but
you won't.
I will if it's really cheap.
No, I mean you won't find it cheap.
Well, no. Yeah, that's true.
It's a
Nintendo game. But then we got news like Hyrule Warriors, which needed to be done thanks to the stupid split up DLC between the two versions.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Yeah.
I
don't think I need to say more about Donkey Kong ports.
I think it was a good direct. Donkey Kong and Hyrule Warriors, they were ports that needed to happen at some stage.
Well, yeah.
There's a couple of other interesting games. We've got Dark Souls, that's coming.
Time to get good on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, time to get good.
Mm-hmm.
We got Dark Souls, which is coming day and date with the other systems, which is good to see. And Mario Tennis and Kirby, they were the only brand new things, which was fairly disappointing.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but
it's only a mini direct, so I guess we can't expect too much. But
but just we didn't know it was a mini direct before.
Yeah,
that's the only problem.
A little bit overhyped going in.
I wasn't expecting Pokemon, Metroid, or anything big there, but I just wanted a few things out, highlighted between now and E3.
Something to tease us, like they did with the Metroid and Pokemon announcements from E3. Yeah. Maybe just show yes, this is how work is going on it. Or something.
I was thinking more along the lines of the thing last year when they announced all the Switch stuff, and I was like, well, ARMS is coming June, Mario's at the end of the year, to sort of pace out the year so you sort of know what to expect.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. To be honest, in the end, I don't think I was completely disappointed. There was a lot of stuff there. You got SNK, you got East 8 is coming to Switch as well, which is a pretty good thing. I've been browsing a lot actually on stores like Mighty Ape and seeing a lot of games on Switch that I'd not seen there before and were pretty much PS4 exclusive before they were put on the Switch, and seeing stuff like that's pretty good as well.
Yeah.
So East 8 is a welcome addition because it's pretty highly rated actually. And yeah, overall, I can't say I'm too disappointed with it. I understand that there's a need there for more Nintendo first party. But at the same time, seeing all that support come to fruition is good as well. I'm excited to play The World Ends With You. Yeah, because I've never played it, honestly. So it's a good thing it's coming to Switch in a very nice, pretty looking version. I'm very keen for that. But yeah, overall, it was about what I expected it to be. I think I didn't expect anything super major.
Yeah,
Not with the stuff they have coming up anyway.
Yeah, I sort of just went, oh well, my money's safe. No, I'm not disappointed, but there's nothing I'm really that looking forward to. Dark Souls would be interesting to play.
Just oh yeah, that looks cool. Oh yeah, that looks alright. Nothing that really grabbed me. It's just that's a thing.
Yeah, the context can be completely different if next month they do another direct and they do outlie some bigger titles coming from them. But
I do think it's a precursor to what's going to happen later. I don't think it's this is all we've got for you. I don't think that's it at all. I think it was labeled as a mini direct exactly for what it was. I think that maybe even before E3, something big will pop up and it'll become the main focus for probably the next 3 months, maybe. Yeah. And then we might get some more ports. I don't know. Obviously, everyone's hoping Smash. There's the GameCube adapter support's there now and everything, so that needs to happen, I guess.
Mario Maker on the Switch would be pretty good as well.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, there's lots of ports that need to happen. Smash Bros is the one I definitely want. Mm-hmm. That's what I was hoping for. Like just for the direct, I hope they're going to announce it first half of this year.
Personally, as much as I'd like to see it happen, I don't. If it happens, I wouldn't expect an announcement before E3, but I'm not holding my hopes up for that.
I was a little bit holding my hopes up. Especially when every other Wii U games getting the port now. So, well, every one, but like a fair few of them. So, oh, come on, just do the one I want.
But I reckon if they do think about porting, I reckon it'll just end up going to a whole new Smash.
You reckon?
Yeah. So, which is why I'm not holding up hope, and I reckon it might be a couple of years away.
I think the new Smash is a long way away still. So, just release the Wii U one, and let that entertain us until the new one comes out. Because I'm happy enough with the Wii U one, to be honest.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even with the DLC that I added and stuff like that, it just felt like it was the biggest Smash.
Oh, by far. Yeah.
By far.
Its major problem was just that it was on a dying console, so...
Yeah. Dying is an understatement. It was alive for what, 4 or 5 years before the Switch came out?
Yeah.
Switch has outsold it.
Also, touching on something that we'll talk about later on, Nintendo Labo has now replaced the Wii U portal on the Nintendo website, which kind of shows how Nintendo hold what sort of esteem they hold the Wii U in. So
they replace it with a piece of cardboard.
They replace it with cardboard.
We may as well move on to that then.
Yeah.
Segues.
Nintendo Labo was announced. It's interactive cardboard simulator.
Yay!
No, like just going around here. What do you guys think about that?
Go through it. Well, I admit I'm not the target audience at all, but it looks fun. It's something that'll keep the kids engaged. Something for Nintendo to market more at children.
Yeah.
To keep them creative, keep the imagination going. But yeah, I reckon it's a good idea. It's just we are not the target audience at all.
Mid-20s don't want to play with cardboard and build stuff.
A lot of the internet will be cynical about it, and they're just like, Nintendo fanboys can't defend this, and I'm not going to defend it because it is kind of ridiculous. I again, admittedly, it's not our targeted audience. It's not what it's for. But cardboard for $120 or $80 or. Like, that's a bit much for me. I understand it comes with games and all that stuff, and it's kind of intuitive and looks good, but it's cardboard. That's the type of stuff where if, like, you get a child running through your house and they step on the cardboard, that cardboard's gone. Good luck. Yay. You have to buy a new kit.
Well, I don't know how much, like, just a cardboard kit costs.
It's still probably about 20 or 30
and just
bucks.
looking at my first impression, the major important parts just seem to be the Joy-Con adaptability. So what's to say that you couldn't just replace that broken bit of cardboard with a box from down the shops or something?
Yeah, if you just got the same shape, yeah.
Just make the same shape. There you go, right as rain.
Just, like, my initial thought was, okay, this is odd. This is obviously pretty strange. You're putting your Switch in bits of cardboard and whatever. But when I was a kid, I absolutely loved building stuff out of cardboard.
Oh, well, look, yeah.
And price aside, it was $100 for the variety kit, and it's $120 for the robot kit. I don't know how featured these games are. I don't know if they've got stuff to do on them, or they could just, or they could just be a tutorial and to make the Joy-Cons vibrate. I don't know.
But ultimately, we've only seen 2 minutes of footage, so at this point, best to withhold judgment, I think, until we see what it actually is.
Yeah, until reviews come out, whatever.
Yeah.
If it's just like 1-2 Switch with cardboard, not worth it, right? But if it's got heaps of stuff in there, it's creative, I think that's a fine price.
I think there's some neat stuff in there. I think the piano thing is neat. I think that's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
But, like, apart from that, what's to say, like Dan said, you go down to the shop and replace it with any generic cardboard. If you ever break a piece, why don't you just make the entire thing out of cardboard?
I don't know, because... I know I'm not smart and creative enough to just design this thing and fold it out and create it. It's already ready to go, basically.
At the moment, I'm kind of thinking it's more of a framework to provide like some sort of interactivity with the Switch, with the kid that's just playing along, trying to design something. I think it's something, it's definitely aimed at engaging kids, and it could be something really good for like young families.
And I feel like I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna spend $100 on it. But if I had one just like given to me or whatever and placed it in front of me, and I'm like, okay, I've got this Labo, I get my Switch, I get this cardboard out, and I'm folding it up and making these little cars vibrate around and playing a piano, I'll probably get a bit of a kick out of it, to be honest.
Yeah, but I just think the asking price is probably a bit too expensive. Do you know what I mean? Because again, like I had the same argument with 1-2 Switch. You know, really expensive. Probably should have been free. I'm not saying that Labo should be free, but it shouldn't be that expensive. I feel like that's way too expensive. We didn't pay $80 for Wii Sports. You know, it's like apart from the cardboard, what are we missing?
Well, it's I'm just putting it's like $20 for the cardboard and the rubber bands and bits of metal that you use to do all the different things, and the game's $80. What it comes down to me is just how much stuff is in those games to do. If it's just a bunch of videos and an application to turn your stuff, that's not enough for $80. Nowhere near. No. But if there's little challenges or little, like if it's a fun
something that'll keep people engaged for say 10, 20 hours.
Yeah, if you've got something to do with your cardboard,
or if you just want to sit, or if you just want to sit down with little Billy over there and build something. Yeah. Think of it. I'm trying to think of it at the moment as more like Nintendo Lego rather than a Nintendo game.
But see, that's what something actually come out before that, and they said pretty much exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
The rumored thing was that it was supposed to be something called like Pixel something.
Heard that too, yeah.
And it was supposed to be like Nintendo Lego. It kind of looked like the Mario amiibo, the classic Mario amiibo.
Yeah.
And then like you would build off of it.
That'd be awesome.
That would be great because it would be like, well, I'm spending $80 on Lego on a game.
What was that thing on the infomercials all the time? You do like, I forgot what it's called now, but it's basically for girls, and you build like beads.
Oh, bindies.
Yeah, Nintendo bindies.
The ones that got called the ones that got called out for being like MDMA when you got them wet.
Oh, yeah, because you eat them and it's just like glue and stuff. Oh god,
the glue was like MDMA. Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine Nintendo bindies?
Oh god.
Put bindies on your Labo.
Everyone's getting high on Nintendo this year.
Really cracking open a new market there.
Yeah.
Jesus. Hey, buddy. Got your Nintendo right here if you need it.
Oh dear. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty high on the idea of... Oh god. Didn't mean that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about the idea of the Labo. It just depends on the price. Really comes down to how much is in that software.
Yeah. So again, kind of I think it's an excellent idea. I'm just withholding full judgment until I see how much is there.
Actually, I saw a funny tweet. Game journalist, he said, remember all the hate we got from game journalists got when we're bad at Cuphead? Imagine the hate we're going to get now. It's just like a picture of like inside the robot box. It's just like that elaborate rubber bands everywhere and ropes. And it's like, oh god.
Saw a tweet. Just the biggest problem with Nintendo Labo. It was just a cat sitting in the middle of that. Someone trying to build the house.
So, yeah, just like I can't put my Switch in there, Pixie, whatever you call your cat.
Mittens, get out of the Nintendo.
Get out of my Nintendo mittens. When you come back to it, the scratch marks all down it.
Piss all over
it. Just like a soggy mess. Oh.
Like, guess I'll play my Labo today. I don't know. I think the software really needs to live up to the price range.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if it doesn't and it's just 1-2 Switch all over again, I'm going to be sorely disappointed. I like what they're trying to do, and I think the piano idea was probably the neatest thing about the entire thing.
Well, just reading the reading the ways the Joy-Cons are used on this is just like brilliant. Like it uses the AR camera to do like the piano. Like you put it in the back. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because when they started playing, I'm like, how the hell do they know you're playing the keys? And like the RC cars, they use the HD rumble.
Yeah.
To move themselves around. So that's brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. It's a neat way to use the tech. It's
thinking outside the box, if you will.
Damn it.
Damn it, Dan.
Thinking outside the cardboard box.
Why do we bring you on?
for quality puns like that, I thought.
No.
I think Jesus Christ. I think it's neat and all, but yeah, the money, and then looking at it like, oh, look, the new fun way to play for Nintendo. It's like, oh, look, there's an announcement in 24 hours. Wonder what it's going to be. The first image you get is cardboard sliding on a belt and getting stamped, and then sliding off the belt, and then people building cardboard.
Bryce, I know you're down on the idea at the moment, mate.
I am down on the idea,
but just imagine we'll do a let's play. We'll do something of us building a little house, playing piano together. We'll have a great
crushing
time.
the fishing rod under our grip.
Yeah, so the fishing rod
taking the fishing rod out to the sea for some actual fishing.
The fishing rod, like the piano in the house, that seems cool. The idea of the fishing rod, that seems a bit just because
mini game-ish.
You're just gonna be like doing the reel. It's gonna like be bending and stuff. It's gonna be a bit of a mess, that game.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I was expecting something different when they sort of. It was almost half like a big deal for 24 hours because people were like, "Oh, betcha it's VR," and then people were like, "No, it's not going to be VR." And then I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, I have no idea what it's going to be.
Plot twist: the cardboard is actually VR.
When I first saw the robot one, I thought he had like he switched like in the cardboard on his head. That's what I initially thought.
Speaking of the robot game, there was a photo of Miyamoto demonstrating a game at 2014 E3 with the Wii U gamepad, which I think this might have been developed out of.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Miyamoto playing like this game with the gamepad where he's smashing buildings, and then 4 years down the line, here we are.
I actually mentioned it. Yeah, I mentioned it earlier.
So like the Wii U was literally replaced by cardboard. The cardboard's getting the games that were coming initially to Wii U.
Isn't it a wonderful world we live in? Where the Wii U is so trash, it could be replaced by trash.
And do you reckon we'll get a Paper Mario Labo? That'd be pretty cool.
I really want that now that you've said that.
I guess.
See, if they do like Labo stuff and like Amiibo stuff together, that could be like
it's just like a 2-year-old's dollhouse.
Yeah, we'll just have like a doll. So
Mario, I need to have a shower.
It's like making like a new Paper Mario game with Labo support or something.
Yeah.
So you can make your own like environment or something for Mario
and
to
the cardboard has
destroy.
The cardboard has like the chip in it or something.
Yeah.
I just imagine like sticker star. Except it's just like, we need a sticker over this bridge. It's like, we need a Labo to get across this bridge, to get across this like river. So like, okay, carefully construct a bridge out of a Labo. It takes like 2 hours. There, finally done. I can finally progress.
Got to be honest, that actually doesn't sound like a bad idea if you want to like have a kid like doing something else, like having them create something and then having what they created be implemented in some meaningful way, which would be, if I was a 5-year-old, I would think that would be the best thing, personally.
But could you imagine halting game progress to fold together cardboard?
Yeah.
It depends on the target audience. I think children would love that.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I'm sitting down to play an actual video game like an RPG, I don't want to stop for something like that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, so make it like a $30 Paper Mario game where if that's the case. Aim it at like 5 to 10-year-olds.
Yeah. I don't think we'll have to worry about it. It's not going to be implemented in actual games. It's just going to be...
No, yeah.
I mean, we're all just talking pie in the sky stuff, but personally, for the right audience, I think that would actually be a decent idea.
Yeah.
Key part.
I don't think they can hear a thing you're saying. You're not in the
for the right audience.
We're actually sharing. Bryce and Treaders are sharing one mic between both of them. So.
I'm actually just shouting from like the other room.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Don't worry, guys. I'm on top of the mountain.
We're just in my spare bedroom at the moment. It's not set up for podcasting at all. But.
No, absolutely not. But we'll
I did not bring my own microphone, so in a way, I brought this on myself.
Yeah, that's right. You should be more.
Sorry, guys.
Ashamed.
I'll go out and buy all my podcasting equipment for my one appearance.
Yeah, well, you might have more appearances if you buy more microphones.
I'll go buy 10 microphones. Microphones for everyone.
Oh, the issue is we don't have a place to plug it in, but I digress.
Anyway, back on topic.
We need a bigger box.
A bigger cardboard box. Nintendo.
Alright, shut up, you two. Alright, we'll move on to the next topic. Best Mario spin-off.
Yeah. So I found this article the other day on a website called The Ringer. They were trying to talk about the best Mario spin-off game.
They were trying to.
Well, it was a roundtable discussion, which I thought would be good for the podcast here. The rules were The spin-off game had to have Mario in the title, which, for their discussion, excluded Smash Brothers and Luigi's Mansion. And that was about it. Had some of the games that were discussed were Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Super Mario Strikers, Sonic and the Mario at the Olympic Games.
There's a lot of Mario spin-offs.
Yeah.
We've got here all day.
Paper Mario, Super Mario RPG. But for the purposes of the podcast, I thought we could have our own little mini discussion about it.
Did Hoops 3-on-3 not get mentioned at all? Because I'd be very sad.
Unfortunately, the greatest game of all time, Hoops 3-on-3, did not get mentioned.
I love Hoops 3-on-3. I think it's great.
I was so excited for that game. I bought it and I just played it. I'm like, oh fuck this game.
I think it's really good. I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was basically Strikers but basketball.
Yeah, I know, but the harder difficulties was just
Oh, it was torturing.
It was rubbish. Why was it so hard? Why was it so hard?
Because they wanted to give you a challenge.
It was bullshit though.
Yeah, you're complaining about this, but you're like, oh, it'd be interesting to play Dark Souls. couldn't hack Hoops 3-on-3.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to get in and kill those Dark Souls enemies with ease.
Okay, but just imagine Dark Souls Hoops 3-on-3.
Oh god.
Yeah, I get your point, Ross. Pretty much.
But yeah, I mean, personally, we're all going to say Mario Kart, but I'm just going to play devil's advocate here. Mario Party.
Hi.
That's a classic series for Mario Tennis. The Game Boy Color Mario Tennis. I've got some good memories of that back in the day. So there are some quality Mario spin-off games out there that aren't Mario Kart.
If you got good memories, give us one good memory. What's a good memory you got of Mario Tennis on Game Boy Color?
Playing it all the way through, unlocking all the characters. Actually had a pretty decent simulation of a tennis game, which I put quite a few hours into that back in the day.
Do either of you play the Game Boy Advance one, Mario Tennis?
No,
never did I.
But this is what I mentioned. This is what I mentioned to you the other day when we were speaking about it. It's like the new Mario Tennis looks so good for the one reason that was the best part about the Game Boy Color one, which was the story mode.
Is the Game Boy Advance one had it too?
Yeah, but it's not as memorable, I guess. Everybody's talking about the Game Boy Color one. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about the Advance one.
Yeah, I never really played them, so I can't talk much on them. But I played a demo of the 3DS one. That was pretty ordinary.
It was okay, but it was no Game Boy Color one.
Yeah.
Again, obviously, Mario Kart pretty much takes the cake in most perspectives, I think. But if I had to pick one other than Mario Kart, it'd be probably the RPG series.
Yeah.
I think personally, I think they're better than Paper Mario. I think Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga was one of the best RPGs they ever made. If you count Super Mario RPG in the same line, which to a degree it kind of is, I guess. Just like, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars is a fantastic game. And Partners in Time was a damn good 3DS game. 3DS DS.
Yeah, DS, yeah.
It was definitely one of the better RPGs I've ever played.
Yeah, I love Partners in Time as well.
Partners in Time is fantastic.
Bowser's Inside Story was also a quality game.
Yeah.
Did not play.
I was playing a bit of it, like a few months ago, but I've got like halfway through it. I've left it.
Right, yeah. Fair enough.
But, for the purposes of our little... Where do you think Luigi's Mansion would fit into this? Not strictly, it's more Luigi spin-off than Mario spin-off, but before or after Mario Kart? Luigi's Mansion and Luigi's Mansion 2.
You serious? Is that a question?
Hey, I'm just trying to provide some discussion here.
After.
We're just like looking at you like...
Luigi's Mansion or Double Dash?
Oh, Jesus. Still probably Double Dash.
Yeah, probably.
Like, it's... The thing is everybody loves Luigi's Mansion, and I'm not saying I don't, but God... Trying to control that game was awful at the best of times.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to go for a 100%, but if you miss one coin, if it just disappears on you, then you're stuffed, and the camera controls are awful, so trying to spin your fucking vacuum around to collect the goddamn coin that won't come off the roof rafter. And then you lose it, and you're like, there goes my 100%, unless I restart back to the last checkpoint, which was 10 hours ago.
Topical discussion for
10
Drew
hours,
right
it's
now.
not that long, is it?
Luigi's Mansion or 200cc Mario Kart?
200C Mario Kart.
I think it doesn't matter what you're going to say. It's always going to come back to Mario Kart.
I mean, personally, I would choose Mario Kart as well. I'm just trying to stoke the discussion here, so...
Yeah, you're just trying to hit my sore spot at the moment because I'm trying to get 3 stars on 200cc at the moment. And the Mario Kart 8's Rainbow Road, which is windy as fuck, is ridiculous to do on 200cc. It's rubbish.
Oh yeah, you need something with good turning. Yeah.
It's more having to completely change your driving style that you would have learnt through all of Mario Kart to actually have to use the brake now and then.
Yeah, and it still doesn't work that well.
No. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
So, consensus, Mario Kart, clear number 1. Clear number 2, what do we reckon? Something like Mario Tennis, Dr. Mario even?
No. I'll go Mario RPG series as well.
Yeah.
The Mario and Luigi RPG series.
Yeah.
I'll go with Paper Mario.
A bunch of fun, the RPG series. I feel like, especially in Superstar Saga, the Bean Bean Kingdom was such a good enemy. I loved them.
Yeah, they're funny.
Yeah. They were good.
Just the writing in those games, it's just like really wacky. It's awesome.
Yeah. You know, look, all Princess Peach's words have been turned into bombs. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we have to go get her voice back before she blows up the castle with her excessive language.
Or just the very first scene in Superstar Saga where Mario's having the shower and Toad goes in and must see him naked. Just runs out horrified. It's hilarious.
It's great.
But also, speaking of Mario spin-offs, Mario Party on Switch would be incredible, and I really wish that anthology that's being released on 3DS will be ported over sometime soon.
Yeah, like on 3DS, it doesn't have much use there, really.
No,
it's perfect for the Switch, and yet it's on the 3DS.
They did the same thing with, like, even on the one before it on the 3DS, or no,
on the
Mario
DS.
Party DS. Sorry,
yeah.
It was the same thing. It was just like, Mario Party on what is essentially a single player console, unless you're around friends.
And even then, everybody huddled around a 3DS. Like, my memories of Mario Party, group of mates in a room laughing at each other, trying to mess each other's progress up. You don't have the same feeling playing with some stranger in the other side of the planet.
It just definitely needs to be on the TV, really.
Oh, yeah. Because it's a party game. It's
or,
in the name.
Or at least on the same screen. Like, put the Switch down and play it on the same screen, and you're looking at the same screen. I think it's one of those games.
I just don't understand why they put, like, the definitive Mario Party, as in, like, all the best games in one game. On the 3DS,
non-party console.
On the DS, the 3DS, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm mixing that up today. I don't know how.
Don't know, man. Are you even a Nintendo fan?
Oh, shut up.
I think you might be an Xbox fanboy in the room here.
Is it you?
Shit, you're onto me.
Well, you gave it away now. You gave it away now.
Have you ever owned an Xbox console in your life?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still a fanboy. Don't let him deceive you.
I just really like the way that box has an X on it.
Yeah, it's a nice X.
X marks the spot.
I hope they use that as like a slogan. X marks the spot to play or something.
I demand royalties now.
You get like those announcers in the commercials that are like only on. Like, EA, it's in the game.
Yeah, it's like X marks the spot.
X marks the spot.
But anyway, getting away from Microsoft and Xboxes on this Nintendo podcast, Drew. Next topic.
All right. Well, who's playing the bloody host role now, Dan? Jesus Christ, we've got you on.
I'm just taking over the whole thing. Yeah. Welcome to the House of Mario with your house, Dan.
Nice house.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, so, Bryce, we have a Discord community on Discord.
We do. A very small one, but albeit.
Yes. And this year, we both want to sort of spice it up a little. Encourage discussion. Encourage people to have a little visit over there.
Well, yeah, of course.
So we've got a thread there called Weekly Topics, and basically Bryce or I will jump in there. We'll start a weekly topic, and we'll read them on the show. So this week we've just started, so we've only got one reply, but that's okay.
It's got to start somewhere.
You do. You got to start somewhere. So, gaming resolutions for 2018. What are some of your gaming resolutions for 18? And I'll read.
Buy less, play more.
Yeah, okay. I think that's a lot of people's. It's just like, finish my backlog, spend less of my friggin' money.
Yeah, well, money's not cheap.
It's not cheap. Dan?
It is not cheap. For me, Nintendo-wise, 100% Breath of the Wild, maybe including Korok Seeds, maybe not, depending how insane they drive me.
You're a lunatic.
Yeah.
Loony bin.
Go through, collect as many Power Moons as I can in Super Mario, and non-Nintendo, I've been trying to platinum Uncharted Lost Legacy, but unfortunately my schedule is very busy. I haven't got around to it. Yeah, mostly clear my backlog. Never going to happen. Finish as much of the games that I have as much as I can, and then hopefully by the end of the year, play something new and exciting, like a Metroid. Nintendo. Hint, hint.
So at the end of the year, I really want to go back to Dan. Did you play something new and exciting this year?
No, I did not. Unfortunately, I just played Pokemon all year.
No, you played Nintendo Labo all year. You're just like, my fishing rod is now deteriorated because of the hand sweat.
I replaced my house with a house I made out of Nintendo Labo.
Yeah. So I've only got a small budget for gaming this year, $100, and all I bought was Nintendo Labo. And all I've done is refolded the same house again and again and again. My resolution this year is something I actually heard somewhere else on another podcast or an article or something I read. But it's basically make sure every month you finish at least one game. Because some months you might finish 5 games. Some months, 2 months, you might finish no games. Just trying to keep a consistency of getting through your backlog.
Over.
Yeah.
That way you get the best experience out of all of them too.
Yeah.
Rather than just rushing everything.
I mean, it could be cheating too. 'Cause one month you might finish Skyrim, the other month you might finish like a short 2D platform or something. But
or a Telltale game or something.
Yeah, just do like an episode. Or something. But from the community, we have Brendan Tam, friend of the show. He said, my gaming resolution is to stop buying games until I start to make a significant dent in my backlog. I've considered restricting myself to buying five new games, but I haven't fully decided yet. So he's like, oh yeah, I'll just buy 5 games. It's like, oh shit, there's a lot of games this year. I'm going to buy them all.
I mean, even if I only did that for the whole year, I probably still wouldn't get through much of my backlog, so...
Would you want to be like, I'm only buying, say, 6 games this year and stick to it? God, that'd be hard.
It would be very hard. And then does that take into account like subscription services like PlayStation Plus, which has contributed heavily to my backlog?
Probably not. I wouldn't.
So
my thing with the idea of that is that like with E3 coming down the end of the year, they might announce something and then it's just like,
oh, I need that. Give me.
Well, that's especially this year. It started last year. We sort of knew all the Switch games. PlayStation had theirs laid out. Like we knew pretty much a lot of the games coming out.
Well, yeah.
But this year, like we know Monster Hunter on PS4 and that. But Nintendo wise, we know a few ports. We know a few ports and Mario Tennis in springtime. That's it. So you can't even be like, okay, I want this, and this. This is my 5 games spaced out. I'll play them throughout the year. You can't even do that.
No.
Like the next Nintendo Direct might roll around and it might be huge, and you might be like, oh, holiday time 2018. And you're like, oh, there goes my budget.
You just look at your piggy bank. You look over it, just a tear rolls down your eye. You're like,
cheese and whiskers.
Yeah, cheese and whiskers. That's a lot of video game.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Thanks for replying, Brendan.
Yeah,
well,
thanks,
Cam. Yeah. If you guys want to join our Discord community, there'll be a link in the show notes, and you can be a part of the show next time.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Guys, do you want to end the show there?
Yes.
Yes.
Get me out of here!
Whoa! Holy crap! I'm gonna have to edit that.
And Bryce just broke the microphone.
Yeah. All right, Bryce. Where can they find you on the Twitter?
Okay. So at Bryce DeWitt. I've also got to plug something else today.
Oh.
Okay. So for those of you that don't follow the whole podcast circle in South Australia or wherever. I was on a podcast, I think it was last week now, or was it the week before? I don't know. I've lost track of time.
It was last week.
It was last week?
Probably. Yep, go for last week.
Okay, we'll go with last week. I was on our good friend Eric's podcast. Nintendo by Numbers.
Yes.
And I know we haven't talked a lot about Xenoblade 2 on this show, but if you've completed the game and you want to listen to something that's big and spoilery and you just want to hear opinions or theories or anything of the such, visit on iTunes, Nintendo by Numbers, or you can also find them on their website, which is Nintendo by Numbers.
.com, I presume.
.com, yeah. If you Google it, I'm sure it'll come up.
Yeah.
We just did an hour and 20-minute long talk about Xenoblade spoilers and all the while, and it was a really good, really fun podcast to do.
Yeah, so. Yeah, and Eric's friend of the show has been on this show a couple of times, so go over there and support his show as well.
Show him some love because we love the guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
you can find the House of Mario on Twitter at the House of Mario, and you can find myself at Dribby. You can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and other podcast services. And please, if you have the time or the willpower, please leave us a review on iTunes. It helps.
5 stars.
Yeah, sure, 5 stars.
You can give us 1 star and just say we're shit but good.
Yeah. Or somewhere in the middle. We're not trying to force your hand here. Just stars, please. We need the stars.
Speaking of iTunes reviews, Dan, can you leave us an iTunes review, Dan? Jeez.
I'll get right onto that.
Leave us more reviews.
8.8 needs more water.
It's out of 5, but yeah, I get the joke.
It's a pokey meme. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, you're not even speaking into the microphone, Bryce. They can't even hear you.
I was kind of mumbling. That was the gist of that.
This podcast has been a bit of a shit show, but it's good.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
That's all right.
I'm just going to put a bit of a tease here. We've got a big announcement coming next week, so that will be ready to go next episode. Hope you'll stick along for the ride with us throughout this year. We've got big things planned, so
I'm very keen.
Yeah. All right, let's end it like we always do with Nintendo Jukebox, where we put some cool Nintendo tunes in your ears.
Wait.
This week we got A Link to the Future by James Landino. It's on the Game Chops SoundCloud channel.
I'll take any bet that it's a dubstep remix, judging by the name.
I feel like it might be Zelda related.
It might be Zelda related. It might be. If you want to go and support Game Chops on SoundCloud, there'll be a link in the description. Go and find this song. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Shutting down.
Goodbye.